What's up everybody and welcome to the channel. Today we're taking a look at the 2024 Subaru Ascent. This one is the touring model, finished in dark mahogany pearl. MSRP is just at $50,000. So this is Subaru's new 3-row SUV. Let's go ahead and see what is going to power it. One thing interesting for the price point, you are going to have a prop rod. So we can pull this latch, pull this up, and we have a prop rod right here. And for those of you who are familiar with Subarus, this looks just like a WRX motor. This is the 2.5 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder boxer. You even have the duct up here that corresponds to the grille to provide cooling to that intercooler up on top. So pretty cool to see that. This does have 260 horsepower with 277 pound-feet of torque paired to the CVT transmission with an 8-speed shiftable mode. This can also tow about 5,000 pounds. And then running on a 19.3 gallon fuel tank, you're looking at 19 miles per gallon in the city with 25 out on the highway, and curb weight is around 4,600 pounds. Taking a look at the styling, you got a nice set of LED headlights with the daytime running light, LED lights as well that are connected to the steering wheel so you can light your way around turns. Nice C shape to them, and then I like the chrome design for the grille, kind of connecting them. You can see all the openings throughout the grille to provide cooling to the intercooler as well as the radiators. Forward-facing camera, and then this nice textured plastic all throughout the bottom. LED fog lights as well, a little bit more chrome trim. I like how this definitely looks like a Subaru, however, it's just a lot bigger being a full-size 3-row. So pretty neat to see how they've taken that design to a larger vehicle. Pretty bold and muscular on the front end, nice sharp lines throughout the hood. Not a bad car overall, looks pretty good. At the side, you're gonna see the two-tone wheels with a pretty nice spoke design. More of that plastic textured material for the front fender, then some sharp body lines around it as well. Got a little bit of chrome trim down below, chrome on the door handles as well as all around the windows, and then we have black for the mirror caps, integrated turn signal along with that side view camera, set of roof rails and a panoramic roof up on top. And then for the side profile, it looks kind of like a Forester, just jumbo. So it's a little bit bigger version of their typical crossovers. Good styling. I kind of see new Honda Pilot in it, quite honestly, so it kind of looks similar to that. Got some sharp lines throughout the side, massive set of taillights with some LED in them and some halogen bulbs, C-shape to it as well. Integrated spoiler with your third brake light, more chrome trim like we saw on the front bumper, and then a massive plastic section for the rear bumper with a huge cover for where the hitch will go. Got dual exhaust, off your badging. Not bad. It kind of looks what you would expect a 3-row Subaru to look like. Now from here, we can press the button underneath the Subaru badge, take a look at all the cargo. With the 3rd row up, you still have a pretty good amount of space in here. Definitely can utilize this for a lot of cargo and luggage. We have a nice cubby down below with a privacy cover in here as well. And then to operate the 3rd row, you're able to recline them by pulling these, and you can see just how much of a good angle you're going to get. From here, we can just pull this, push it the other way, and they're going to fold down nice and flat, and from here pretty easy to grab it and lift them back upwards. We can also press the button up on top, close the lift gate, and then moving on to the interior, the Touring is going to get Napa leather trimmed seats, so you're actually going to have pretty nice interior materials that you're not going to really expect from a Subaru. You're also going to see we have the sunshades back here, cup holders, this cool wood trim, good padding on your armrests. Got perforated material in the centers, contrast stitching, and more storage down below. We have some manual controls for these 2nd row seats, and you can see all this leather design and the material. Pretty cool look with perforations throughout the center. This one has the captain's chair, so you're going to get nice armrests as well that are adjustable. In the center, we have temperature control, heated seats, different plugs, and then this folds downwards for your 2 cup holders. Got some storage here. Air vents are in the ceiling for both 2nd and 3rd row passengers. So pretty nice. Let's hop into the 2nd row. Now at 5'11" with the driver's seat at my height, I actually have really good legroom and knee room. Pretty nice. If I pull the recline lever, you can get this back in a pretty good amount and sit here pretty darn comfortably. Nice amount of light is let in here. Pretty good room, really no complaints at all. The seats have a lot of padding to them as well. To go on to the rear, you can pull this latch right here, and that will kind of just slide the whole seat forward. Basically does the same function as the recline lever. So if I put it back up, if I pull the recline lever, you can kind of do the exact same thing. And then you can fold these flat by pulling the second lever, and you'll get them nice and flat. So if we go ahead, just get the seat out of the way. You do have 3 seats back here. Not the best for 3 people. 2 people is definitely a good amount of space for them. And then all these headrests are kind of neat the way they're designed. They're kind of spring assisted. They just lock upwards, so definitely would be in the driver's way. However, when you just press the button, they kind of, for the most part, will just fall right down. So at least that makes it a little bit easier from the back if you have to fold these down. And keep in mind, the only way to fold down the second row is manually from the doors. So if you're in back and you fold these down, you gotta walk around. So that's one drawback. They could have done a little bit better. But if you go ahead and sit back here, I can pull the one lever and recline the seat, and it's not really too bad. You have a good seating position. It's pretty comfortable. If I pull this all the way back, legroom is pretty decent in here. Obviously with the captain's chairs, you can sprawl out just a little bit. You can see that recline angle. You're gonna have some cup holders. You have USB ports over here with a little bit of storage, and then just a speaker over on this side. So pretty decent. There's even a grab handle right on the plastic, which is a cool touch. So overall, it's pretty good for being a 3-row that isn't ginormous. Good enough headroom as well. And then from here, I can easily pull that and get these seats out of the way. So function of the back, not bad. I've seen some that are better, but certainly this is up there in convenience. From here, we can just pop this back and move on to the driver's seat now. Of course, you have the smart key and everything, and then more of that wood trim, contrast stitching, colors, nice materials all throughout the door panel. Memory seating as well, and of course power controls on the front seats. You're gonna see the nice leather, smooth and perforated. Got a nice leg rest, and then a little bit of contrast stitching. Honestly, the seats and doors you really don't expect. I did not expect that nice of materials for this car. And then hopping inside, foot on the brake, we'll fire it up. So your screen in the center is gonna turn on. You got one little screen in the gauge cluster, and of course your analog tach and speedometer. You can configure the screen just a little bit, see a few different things that are gonna pop up in that upper screen, and then you can see more Bluetooth and audio controls on the left, heated steering wheel, cruise control settings on the right. We do have paddle shifters for the CVT transmission. It's programmed in some gears basically, which is a cool touch. Stock on the right side for windshield wipers, headlights on the left, and then we have our lift gate and some lighting. Nice little storage cubby right here, perfect for your cell phone, one of the air vents, and then some soft touch kind of rubber material throughout the dashboard. Passengers also gonna have that same cubby, which is a really good touch. You also have a normal size glove box. And then for the screen, this is basically what you're gonna see on every Subaru. There is some lag to it. I'm not the biggest fan, and climate controls being right here, you gotta wait for the screen to turn on every time you start up the car to then make a control. So that is the one drawback that I'm not a biggest fan of. And with the lag, it kind of takes a little bit extra effort to use the screen. At least climate controls are always right here. You can easily turn on a few vitals. You can go into the full menu as well, adjust a few more settings, rear climates as well. You can just tap the rear icon. We have a home screen right here for a few of the tiles for navigation, Bluetooth audio, things like that, different apps within the car. And then up on top, we have a few different things. We have our drive modes, then you can easily scroll left and right for weather, some vitals within the engine, and then a few more things can pop up. If I go in reverse, once again, the screen is huge, but you have a small backup camera, so it's really small. You have a top-down view, parking sensors, so I wouldn't mind them to utilize more of the screen for that. And then there are some physical controls, front defrost, your temperature for left and right, rear defrost, of course volume, and then tuning. You have some storage down below, a shortcut to the camera, then you're gonna see some plugs, shifter, cup holders with wood trim, some smooth padding, and then a nice center console. Now with that full panoramic roof, you can get a good look at that. Looks really nice in here. All of your controls are here. You can push that open for some storage. And we also have a rear view mirror. The actual rear view mirror has the camera built into it, which is also a great touch to see. And then we have Subaru's EyeSight right up on top. Setting off now in the Ascent, giving it some gas. I will say, that turbo motor is nice. This thing gets up to 60 without really thinking. For a full 3-row SUV, honestly not bad. Now, CVT transmission I'm certainly not a big fan of. However, it's not bad. It kind of has gears in it, so it's like they've definitely programmed it to feel more like a traditional gear transmission. So it's not bad. I don't think the general person driving this probably really cares too much. It's a smooth enough power delivery, and it's plenty quick, which is a really good touch. Now sitting in here, this definitely looks like Subaru, which isn't bad. Again, a little laggy on the screen, that could be better. Everything else though feels really nice and luxurious, almost like maybe like a high-end Toyota or something. So this is pretty nice in here, and for 50 grand, not too crazy, I would say. There's other really strong competitors, so this is a very interesting segment with a lot of great other cars. However, this feels nice. The seats are incredibly comfortable. The steering's light. It's really just easy and effortless to drive this. I feel like I can get the seats in a great spot to where I just feel comfortable and can just rack up the miles. Great view out of the front, a lot of windows to make it super easy to see around. And over your right and left shoulder, honestly, there is plenty of glass. You don't have visibility issues. The camera up here works really good, insanely nice graphics too. So it's a great touch if you have a lot of people back there, because obviously those third row headrests, you couldn't see anything. So that's a great touch. I feel like overall it feels like a solid car. The suspension is absorbing all these bumps really well, and it doesn't really make all too many noises. Now in this segment, there are a lot of new 4-cylinder vehicles. Obviously Subaru has pretty much only ever made the boxer motors. However, this engine sounds better, I would say, than the traditional inline turbos that we're seeing popping up in other brands. When you floor it a little bit, has a little bit more of a beefy tone. Not to say it's a race car, but it does sound better than maybe like a Grand Highlander. So nice to see some of that like beef in this car. Hitting the brakes, they also do a really good job bringing this down to a standstill. And I feel like it's built well to be something you can just take the family on a long road trip and you're not gonna get fatigued driving it. If we hit these big bumps, let's test that out. Really solid feeling. You know, some cars that doesn't feel too good, but this really does feel like it's built solid. It's built really well. And then of course with all the safety technology, the features in it, all-wheel drive system, it seems like a pretty good platform to be just your typical car. And given it's got the Subaru heritage, the DNA in it, you know, it has those off-road modes to where there is the rugged aspect. If you want to go up a mountain, you know, gravel trails or something, this is going to be something you're going to be able to go places with your whole family without having to buy like a Z71 Tahoe and spend, you know, $70,000, $80,000. So I feel like you're gonna get a good rugged family SUV out of this, and being the Touring, you have nice interior amenities. This actually feels like a higher end car, and it's pretty surprising.